Good morning. How is everyone today? Gosh, here it is, time to have coffee. And where is everybody? Uh, oh my, busy day. Got my sales taxes paid today. Oh God, I'm horrible business owner. Um, every quarter I end up with my $5 penalty, which is the minimum penalty. I could have got away with a $2 tax bill. Instead, it was $8 or yeah, what's five and $7. Oh dear. Hi, Hannah. How are you today? Oh gosh. Is it as nice on the west side as it is over here? I mean, we had snow a little while ago, but now the sun's shining. It's still pretty windy, though, and it's not very warm. But I am so tired of winter. I am so ready for warm weather. And God, it just seems to me to be just dragging on. A week or so ago, we had some really nice and how is your recovery going? My friend Shaw had surgery over there what day was it? A week ago Friday. So 10 days ago. And I don't know, the doctors are been off and on, snow and rain for a week. Yeah, but we had really nice weather, and that always gets me going. And then I want to just keep going with the nice weather. And invariably here in Washington State, if you don't like the weather now, wait 5 minutes. And if you do like it, kiss it goodbye because it's gone in 5 minutes. God, so often this time of year, it'll be all nice and sunny in the morning. So I'm holding up a coffee cup and I get the thumbs up thing. Can you imagine? What's this? Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't done all my notifications and stuff. So we need to backtrack a little bit. Hey, if you like this video and you like what you get, give me a thumbs up. And, if you're not subscribed, do it. Click the notification deal. Let's just get all this out in the open right now. We need subscribers, we need likes, and we need notifications. And there you have it. And so, don't let me forget this now. Got the Reyes Roast. We are brought to you by Reyes Roast, REYSROAST. And I am drinking a cup of Reyes Queen's Blend. A little coffee that was named after me, the Queen. But there, we got all that done. Now I'm going back to the comments. Now, did you have a really long? My friend was out for like 10 hours or something like that. And that which seems like an incredibly long time. I took another friend up to Spokane for FS. Well, actually, we didn't even go. We went to Colfax. The doc met halfway, and a couple hours on the table. And I walked in the recovery, and then the blood was just coming out of the eyes and whatnot. It was like really freaked me out. And wow, 8 hours. Whoa. I bet you had the same doctor. Because like I was saying, is that doctor, that friend of mine, couple 2-3 hours, and he shaved off the brow bone, of course, and I don't know what all he did. He didn't do all that much, I don't think. Yeah, but I mean the recovery time was pretty short too, because Stephanie came here to the house and for a couple of days. But when I see her, she really doesn't look very much different, and it's been a year now. And I don't know. Sometimes I think Stiller doesn't go far enough, but maybe they did what they agreed to do. Yeah, a lot of reshaping around the eyes and whatnot. See, I've never had any of that. And I mean, I could use it, but at my age, at the age I transitioned out, I just didn't feel like it was going to do that much, because I'm just not going to get better looking as I get older. I mean, I was looking the other day, I found an old video, and God, I looked so young in it, and it was like from 19 or 20, 2019, 2020. It was like when I first started messing around with YouTube. And it was one I never put up because, oh my stars, I was in my pajama bottoms and an old beat up fleece, and it was a pretty good message. I want to watch the whole thing, and it's only about 10 minutes long. And I might create another pre-recorded thing and put some of my writings up, and just so there's a record of it. I think some of it's pretty good myself. So anyway, I might be doing that. What do you think, Hannah? Should I put something like that up? A lot of time. The transition thing is so personal. Whoop. Everyone's journey and needs are different. It's taken me a lot of time. Absolutely. If I was younger, I would look at things a whole hell of a lot different than I do now. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, I think, but because oh my God. I'm just happy to be where I'm at today. You know, I still end up looking okay. And, I mean, I probably talked a little more about what I didn't do yesterday than I normally do, but, it's my big secret. The show was pretty cool yesterday. I liked our show yesterday. So yeah, I might start like doing a second show here every week that I just like do at my leisure, and then not even premiere it, just upload it, and so when it's there, and I won't really talk to anybody, or we can make comments on it, and that way I can do those old videos like that. Maybe I should go in and introduce them, but I don't even remember making it, quite frankly. I enjoyed getting to meet Lenny. That was kind of fun. Not that we got to talk a lot, but he has he's done all this before. It's easy to tell. And so yeah, he does good answers. So I don't know. He'll be back, I'm pretty sure. He's going to be gone for a while now, though, off to New Orleans, and too busy for the likes of us. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be back. I think he enjoys coming on. And we need that trans man energy too, to help that grow. I think it gives us another perspective, and I think that's important. Oh gosh, yeah, the musician's life. Yeah, he's for real, a real musician, not just like a wannabe. He's actually famous. Oh, my phone's ringing. We fixed that. I don't know who it was. I guess they can leave a message. Anyway, Valin, how are you? Well, thank you. Pretty basic work clothes and whatnot. So, gosh, oh, good. So who? Oh, Simone. Hi. Hi. So we're just all here now. What are we talking about? We're really not getting going on much of anything. What do you want to talk about? I mean, it's like conversation with Regina over coffee. So talk to me. We've talked about yesterday's show a little bit. We've talked about face feminization a little bit, mostly the surgeries themselves. And we've talked about weather, Washington weather. So we haven't really gotten very far with much of anything. I've only been on 5 minutes? Oh, 15 minutes. Oh my God, the day is half over already. So I don't know. Sex bots from Mars. No, not going to happen. What's a sex bot from Mars? I used to, well, never mind. I was, there was, never mind. I really don't think I should go down that path. It is, it is a show suitable for children. No, not really. So, what about sex bots from Mars? I still don't want to go down that. It's cold. Did you ever figure out how to get your heater going? So, Valin, where are you at? Kinda, not really. You're here on the West Coast, right? You don't you don't know. The tease, yes, I am a tease. I've heard. What's that got to do with your heater? So anyway, I am just kind of at a loss here. I don't know which direction we want to get going. Um, I haven't had a chance to scan the news. I got my sales tax paid this morning. I did mention that earlier, but um, only Hannah got to hear that. And so I'm really feeling kind of frisky because of that, because I'm only what? I'm only a month late with it. It was actually Hannah had facial feminization 10 days ago. No, last week. Something. It's her story. So she is at home recovering. It was just do it. Things are going last Wednesday. So not quite a week ago. And taxes are complicated. That's kind of what I thought. I had always paid to have somebody do it, and then I realized, he's just gouging me for a couple $100 every quarter, and it really doesn't take anything. And I didn't like his totals at all. And I couldn't figure out what the hell he was doing and how he was coming up with stuff. So I kind of quit feeding him information but then I would like get in a pinch because I didn't know how to do it. And then he had everything set up at the state for him to get in there. It's kind of like goes to show you what a shitty business person I am, because Joe had it all set up to where he's getting into my bank accounts. He's doing all kinds of stuff, checking it out. And I trusted him. He wasn't ripping me off, I don't think, other than he would give me a bill for a couple $100. And I didn't like the product that much. And so finally we just kind of drifted apart, and then I had to go back and ask him how to do this. And so he finally got me set up where I'm in control of my account at the state of Washington. Woohoo! Big deal. So I do my taxes for the middle of 2023, and then I let the last quarter go again. It only takes a little bit to do it, and all I have to do, spend a couple of hours trying to figure out what I've brought in. A couple hours. I don't think I spent an hour figuring out what each month brought. And then I spent another 10 minutes this morning figuring out which part was retail and which part was wholesale. And then the rest of the time, a half an hour maybe of filling out the form online. These are not huge things for me to take care of. I mean, I'm not a big business. It's not like I've got to figure out a whole bunch. I occasionally sell something that the state's going to want their tax money for. And I can't believe what a slacker and procrastinator I am. It's somewhat embarrassing. And then on the other hand, I throw my shoulders back and say I am a master procrastinator. And that's just the way it is. So you actually make money from your Twitch streaming? I don't get shit here. I don't have enough people. I don't do enough. And so, I have yet to get one damn penny from streaming. And should I have gone with Twitch? Are they? And what do you stream on Twitch, Hannah? So what's your show about? How many followers do you got on Twitch to get $50? I would love it if I got $50. So anyway, yeah, poor me. Lots of questions. I can't type that fast. I am so sorry. I'll quit asking questions. No, that's interesting, though. I'm always curious as to what other people are doing. I mean, I'm not doing very much, and I'm certainly not working at this very much. I get on, I start the deal, and sit here, and we'll see you in a few minutes, sweetie. And I just don't want it to be any stress. When I had the show with Casey and Christy and Lara, God, it just got so stressful at times. And, we weren't any more informative than I am sitting here by myself. And I get to talk more. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not much of a performance artist. I'm more just a chit chatter. And, occasionally I'll read something, but I need to write more, and then I have more to read. So I'm thinking about like the whole journal thing that I was talking about with Hannah earlier, and writing making journal entries and putting up some old videos from the Regina Canoe channel and things that just never got posted anyplace because I love this. Mostly it's just an excuse for me to hang out with my friends I've met all over the world. Wahoo, that's what I'm doing. Trying to. I lost more people. Oh well. Just trying to hang out with my friends from all over the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh dear. Oh, that guy I called earlier. There. That's not the guy I called earlier, but this guy will leave a message. Oh. So anyway, where was I? Yeah. So hey, thank you for answering that. So, but you only answered one question. Shame on me. The show yesterday talked about making community, which is all I've always found a difficult proposition. Well, I think that a lot of times it's really kind of difficult for people like us, but I think also, I think sometimes we need to set our fears aside. I was never part of a community, in any part of my story was I became a hippie in 1968. I got out of high school in 1968 and immediately dropped out within the next year and was asked to leave the service. And so I was footloose, fancy free by December 10th, 1970. And I was, 1970, I was 20 years old. And, always kind of a rebel. I've been protesting the war and doing all kinds of bullshit for a long, long time at that point, and continued to do so. And in 1972, I went to visit my brother on the Olympic Peninsula. And I got there. It took me another 2 weeks before I ever got to my brother's place. And then, visited with him for a couple of hours and then went about my business creating, I guess, a bit of a community but we were all on the outside, more or less, being the tribe of hippies that lived there. And and we were subdivided into the areas that we came from. And so, as time went on, I drifted away from all of that. And, I lived all over the Northwest. I mean, I would drink my way out of towns and places, everything got uncomfortable because I couldn't find a job anymore or something, I'd move away because I just could not stand me. And so I have been about 10 years sober when I moved to Northeast Oregon, and I was in the grocery store there. I'd lived in there about 2 years, and one of the checkers said, "You're part of this community now, for some reason." And I I was like taken aback. I hadn't realized that. And now I've started staying places longer, and shoot, I'm like a big time part of this community here. I mean, some people even call me a community leader. I'm always in the newspaper. It's crazy. It's crazy. I found a really wonderful queer community through this one online music making and sharing activity that we all did. Now I've made some really good friends that way. Cool. So you make music? And of course I've forgotten them now too. So no, I did not. I had never met a trans person that I know of until I came out. And well, I was in the process of figuring it all out. And and I've never really been part of the local trans community. And I'm not sure that I am even today. I mean, I do a gender support group on Wednesday nights, and I'm running it, and it's online, and a few people come. There's only like two other local people come, and then I've got a few people from around the country a little bit. But we're just a small group of friends anymore, but it's community. But I've got this community that's all around the world. But most locally here, one of my neighbors is trans, and we hardly ever see each other. I mean, we go out to coffee once a quarter or so, along with the rest of the LGBTQ people in this little town. And but do any of us hang out together? I don't think so. We know each other, we love each other, and we all do our own things. And when I talk about community, I'm talking about everybody. That's my community is this town. I mean, my golf ladies that I play with, and the theater group that I'm on the board of directors for that. I'm on the board of directors at the golf course. I'm like doing stuff. I call it normalization. It's trying to prepare everybody for people like you and me to be comfortable here if people come. That's what we go out and do. If we hang just with the other trans people or queer community, then we're just preaching to the choir. And so I think it's necessary to get out and about. Like when I go to a golf tournament with the ladies group, bullshit little golf tournaments. There are people there that have probably never met a trans person before, and they've had that opportunity to play golf with me. And most of them don't mind. I've had people that were uncomfortable and didn't talk to me much, which is fine. You know, they weren't rude, but I've also made some friends. I get hugs when I go on these junkets now. And 3 years ago when I started doing that, I didn't. And to me, that's amazing. And that acceptance level is crazy. So anyway, seems you make music a passion. Cool. I do. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. That's so nice. I try. I try hard. We there's so much to life. I don't know. There are certain advantages. There are certain advantages to transitioning at a later in life period. If I mean, do I wish that I had transitioned earlier? Some days, more often than not. Yeah, absolutely. Because I never knew happiness until I transitioned, and never knew who I was. It was just like all a big fucking lie. And I actually did a interview for Boise Public Broadcasting. They got a hold of my doctor, my surgeon, and so he agreed to the interview, and I agreed to the interview. And it was about helping some sister in the Idaho state penal system. I didn't know any of this in the beginning. Didn't know any of it. And they just said, hey, we want to interview you when you're getting ready for your surgery, the day of the surgery and whatnot. And I said, sure. And so on what came up at first, I thought it was going to be a lot about me, what all this interview, because God, the guy probably spent 3 hours with me anyway. Just a horrendously long time for no more than I was like in this broadcast. But it was a 6-part broadcast about Locked Up. I mean, if you ever get on the PBS or NPR, that's what it is, NPR Boise, there is a series called Locked Up, something like that. And I'm in episode 3 or 4, as is my doctor, and I think I'm there for like all of 30 seconds. What a way, And one of the things that really stood out of my interview was the fact that I said I've lied my whole fucking life. My whole life's been a lie. And indeed I felt that way, and I still do to a certain extent, that I was never I've shared and before, way before any of this, that I never liked being who I was. I always wanted to be somebody else, but I didn't know who. And I remember talking to my parents, vaguely, very vaguely, when I was really little about being a girl. And they just didn't have the knowledge for them to be understanding at all. And I mean, it's when I was 4 years old was 1954. They Transgender issues were not a very common thing. And a small little rural family out on some farm in eastern Washington, it was just not going to understand those issues. And so anyway, so I grew up, they convinced me that, oh shit, I'm a boy, but I never felt right. I could never fight with everybody. I always picked the tough guys to be my friends. So I was semi-protected. I wasn't overly effeminate or anything because I was a good actor. In one of my plays, somebody says, where'd you ever learn to act? And I just looked at him and I said, look at me. I've been acting my entire freaking life. And that's just the way it was. I remember, I don't know, have you guys ever heard of a cartoon called Tudor Turtle? I love Tudor Turtle. I was about 10, 11 years old. And every Saturday I would go watch this cartoon. And it was about this turtle, and he would go see the wizard because he wanted to be something that he wasn't. He always wanted to be some manly man kind of thing. And I could relate to that. I love Tudor Turtle. It was kind of Walter Mitty-esque and never, I've found it on YouTube before. I've watched a couple episodes, Valen, and it's God, I can't remember how to spell it now. Tooter, I think. So anyway, so here I am, and I go to the wizard, and I say, hey, I want to be a logger today, and the wizard goes, drizzle, drazzle, frazzle, froom, and hits me with the little wand, and bingo, there you are, you're falling trees. And hey, Marty, and life is just so good. And and then, oh God, he doesn't have any idea. And this was really me, as I wouldn't have any idea how to fall a tree. And so the next thing I know, here that tree is coming down on me, and I go, Mr. Wizard, Mr. Wizard. And Mr. Wizard pulls out his little wand and goes, drizzle, drazzle, frazzle, froom, time for this one to come home, and zap you, and bingo, Tudor's back. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful cartoon. And it really, oh, thanks, Simone. So there's a link here someplace. A link to what? On this show? So anyway, that is my story about my childhood. What is that? Did you see that anomaly? Like right there. It's like some weird poltergeist by my light switch. That is so, there it is. Look at that. Can you all see that? There's a poltergeist right behind over my right shoulder, over this shoulder. By the light switch there. That is crazy. I don't know where that's coming from. It's Jesus. What else is it? The spirit of Tudor Turtle. You're just doing a drive-by? Right on with Marty and Regina. She needs to get rid of the friends. I keep telling her that. It's the power of Marty trying to sneak into my show. Hey, Drace. Good to see you here. Yeah, I'm going so fast that I can't keep up with, where we're at in any story. Oh my goodness. And I've been trying to keep these under an hour, and so we're there. Well, I'm a little concerned about this. Where isn't it a light switch? What'd I say? A light witch? So anyway, stay tuned. I'll tell you more of my story. Where'd we end up as a hippie? In 1973, Port Townsend, Washington. My seafaring days. Avast, mateys. Off carousing through the oyster beds, stealing oysters. I finally found a place. I've got so many stories. You could sneak down through the forest during the daytime and run out there at low tide and pick oysters, like these big, huge oysters off of this farm. And it was just such wow. Oh my facetiousness on this program. I can't believe that. Really, I can, but so anyway, yeah, you run down through the forest and you run out there with your bucket, pick up a bunch of oysters, and then get out of there before anybody has a chance to get back to you, because it was like big crimes, it's piracy on the high seas. Go out and steal oysters, private beach, Oh dear. I hope nobody comes after me now. I don't have any oyster shells in my backyard to prove it was me. So, oh my gosh. So good that you're all here today. And thank you for coming. I've enjoyed myself. I always like to tell a good tale. I don't know. I hope some of them were good. So, hey, you all know, don't you, that I love you. And so, bye-bye. See you next Sunday for the Beyond Trans with Marty and friends. And then again on Monday for coffee with Regina. And let's make this a habit and do coffee together. Little bit of time, hour, noonish. I'm not really, it's going to be in that general vicinity, pretty ominous, fluid kind of thing because I'm such a flake. And so, oh, bye bye. Y'all take care. Bye bye. Love you. And oh my, what am I missing here? What am I missing here? I got to start the music and then we can just kind of like keep going. Oh, bye bye. I like that slow, easy, jazzy kind of daydreaming. You know, it's all fun. Y'all take care now. You hear? Bye bye.